Welcome back everybody to the video series dedicated show on Bravo that loves to ask the question, which came first, the chicken or its 200 eggs? That's right, I'm talking about Below Deck Mediterranean Season 4 Episode 15, and in this episode, Colin drives a boat, Ben is burnt, and Jack and Asia show us what hashtag couple goals are. But let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Travis getting trashed at the dance club, having to be helped back to the boat, and he's blacked out drunk, wakes up, alcohol all over him, he reeks of it, and he has no idea what he did the night before. But he doesn't have a problem, right? Totally not. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but the next morning, Ben and Anastasia go into town to get some supplies, get some rations. If you remember what happened last episode, Captain Sandy came up to Hannah and said, we need to up our table decoration game to another level. So you need to go get some table decorations the next time you guys go into town. And Hannah decides to use it as a motivational tool because Anastasia has been this like third stew slump after coming back from the kitchen galley duties. So with that being said, Anastasia goes into town, and this can go one of two ways. Either she gets super motivated and she gets out of her third stew slump and gets all these cool table decorations for the next charter guest, or she doesn't put her 110% into this either and she comes back with nothing. Guess what happens? She comes back with nothing. She tells Hannah that everything was tacky, everything looks stupid and flimsy. And you have to think, to Hannah, she wants Anastasia to be that perfect third stew again. She wants her to put in 110%. And when you come back with nothing, tacky or not, Hannah's gonna be like, she didn't even try. And when she told Captain Sandy, when Hannah told Captain Sandy that Anastasia could not find a single table decoration out there and didn't buy a single thing, Captain Sandy was disappointed, to say the least. And it all comes back to Hannah because she is the chief stew. This is ultimately her decision, and her decision was to send Anastasia instead of going herself, which begs the question, did she really want to use that as a motivational tool, or did she want to stay back and sleep in instead of going into a city with Ben, who she already has shown that she has this like strained relationship, strained work relationship, strained every type of thing you can think of with Ben, and didn't want to be with him any longer than she has to be. It gets you thinking a little bit. It gets you a little bit thinking. Now let's go back to Travis, as that morning Captain Sandy says good morning to him, and he reeks of alcohol throughout the day. It's kind of in Captain Sandy's mind that she smelled alcohol on him, and it's not the first time she said. So she goes up to Hannah and talks about how Travis's drinking getting to be a problem, and Hannah's like, well, he doesn't drink while the charter is going, I don't think, but it's been a problem when we go out there. So Captain Sandy, the first and she can, brings him up to the bridge and talks to him one-on-one about his drinking. And Travis is a little defensive at first, and he's like, I don't have a problem, it's not a problem, I just like to drink, and I drink a little bit more than other people that are on this boat, and it kind of becomes a problem a little bit, but I don't think it's a problem because I can stop anytime I want to. And Captain Sandy is like, well, that sounds familiar, because Captain Sandy then divulges her problems with addiction. And it was really interesting to see her as this person with addiction, with a alcoholism. And it was really awesome to see this vulnerability, because she's not just talking to somebody who's part of her crew that she's known for only a couple of weeks. She's telling it to everybody who is watching this program, which is hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people at some point are gonna come across this episode. She just comes out there with her own personal stories of alcoholism and dealing with these struggles and and incarceration. And I think coming at it from this type of one-on-one personal level and caring really opened Travis's eyes to it, and says, well, maybe I do need to take a look into it and maybe step back from this drinking thing and maybe cool it down for the rest of the charter. And that's what he said, that he is going to cool it down for the rest of the charter to prove to himself that he does not have a drinking problem. I have family issues with addiction. I have alcoholism that runs in my family, so hearing somebody like Captain Sandy come out and say, look, I turned my life around once I stopped messing around, and once I said I want something better for myself, it was super refreshing to hear. It was super personal, and I really appreciate seeing that on my TV. I commend Captain Sandy for that, and I hope Travis can stick to his word and kind of cool it with the drinking for until the charter season is done, and then maybe he can go back home and go hang out with family, go hang out with friends, and kind of maybe get that reprieve that he says that he needs. This whole episode really revolved around Travis and how he is just not feeling it. He felt burnt out, and then his drinking and Captain Sandy being personal with him. The rest of this episode is pretty much straight-laced. You had rocking on the boat, you had these charter guests kind of like crawling around, trying not to get thrown back and forth, not trying to get seasick. The other topic in this episode is Ben and his cooking style, as it is like a controlled chaos. He is everywhere. He is cursing the person that made this galley. He is burning himself. He is all over the place, and it's freaking Hannah out because she could not deal with somebody so stressful and animated as Ben. But Ben is doing his thing. He gets the job done. The people like his food. Captain Sandy likes that the people like his food, and Captain Sandy likes him, so she's kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to have to put up with it for the rest of the charter. But in the next preview that we see for the next coming episodes, it kind of hurts their relationship as Hannah stops answering his walkie-talkie stuff, and it's not going to be good because Captain Sandy hears it and then gets on Hannah about it. And that's where this episode ends. What do you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think about Ben burning himself and being so chaotic but controlled in the galley? Let me know that in the comment section below. Would that drive you nuts if you were in Hannah's position, or do you think you would be able to just let him do his thing, let him do his processes, and just do your job? Let me know that in the comment section below. And what do you think? What do you think is going to happen with Travis? Do you think he's going to get his drinking under control for the rest of the charter, or do you think he's going to fly off the handle the first time he can get out and go to the club and get his drink on? Let me know that in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say, and thank you so much for watching. I'll be back really soon with more videos. I got Going In Blind coming out really soon. You got the challenge history, and join me next week, next Tuesday night, for another Below Deck Med episode review and recap for episode 16. But until then, peace!